Hello everyone and welcome to Takedown Red Sabre. This is another first impressions video I'm going to be doing. This is yet another project that was kickstarted. This wave of projects suddenly coming to fruition from the first wave of the kickstarters that have been taken down. I wasn't on board of this one, so I've had to wait until it's actually been released on Steam. And released is unfortunately a bit of an overstatement for this game. I mean, this is not a released title. I don't know yet why it's released in the state it was in. It could possibly be one of a few reasons. Steam has in the past been known to mess up and release the kind of the pre-alpha, the early access versions as a release version. Then again, indie devs have also been known to release games which internal testing has provided fine multiplayer, but as soon as the servers come under the strain of the hundreds or even the hundreds of thousands players trying to play, it just crashes and buckles. But as I'm hopefully going to demonstrate just here, joining a server is almost impossible. It hardly ever finds servers, and when it does, you just can't join them at all, ever. So I'm going to show you some of the single player, which I'll talk through then. But firstly, the options menu instead of let's have a look at the display. This is it. This is your graphics menu. Now, if we compare this to the likes of Total War Rome 2, it's fairly shocking. I mean, the graphics in this game are fairly simple, but just because of how it is, they've gone for gameplay and realism over graphics, and I fully support that. There's not enough games that are brave enough to do that in this kind of this pretty cinematic world that we live in at the moment. But at the same time, they could probably have done a little bit more with that. Anyway, loadout. This is quite a cool part. So we go to this is my loadout 1. I don't think you can rename these. Excuse me, by the way, I've got one pretty horrible cold at the moment. As you can see, you can switch through weapons, and there's quite a good selection. I quite like using the M4 carbine because it's got one hell of stopping power and penetration power. So it's just going to go through any armor. Kind of one hit from this into the main trunk of the body, and your enemy generally goes down. I've got my the full metal jacket ammo, which kind of balances penetration with flesh damage. I got my hollow sight because that's kind of this game is set in close quarters environments, so obviously you want the hollow, and I don't want the suppressor. So there we go. That's my primary weapon, and then for some reason you have to click on modify. This is basically the accept button, although that is just not intuitive at all because everyone looks at that and goes, "Oh, I'm going to modify this." And then where's the save button? I hope that was a good explanation. It's a kind of a difficult concept to explain. They're fine. There's obviously you got your secondary weapon. You can switch through. I think there's like 2 different types of pistol. My armor, I've gone for medium. However, I'm going to go for light, and I'll tell you why. There are 3 different types of armor in this: light, medium, heavy. Basically, in terms of being bad, light gives no. Basically the least sound generation. Medium gives increased, and obviously heavy gives even more. Medium gives a bit more armor than light, and heavy gives a bit more armor than light. But that's exactly it. It's a tiny bit more armor. One hit from my rifle is going to kill anyone regardless of what class they're in. It's because, you know, a bulletproof vest does not stop a heavy, like a full-on rifle with penetration rounds. That's not how they work. Even a pistol at close range is going to go through it. So I would advise going for light, having that being much quieter, and yes, you're kind of giving up that protection. Obviously, having the medium and heavy armors, it is going to kind of stop things like bullets coming through cover a bit more if the bullets had been slowed a bit more, because this game has the kind of a full penetration simulation going on. As well as sort of things like grenade fragmentation. Sometimes that'll be caught by it as well. So it's worth having if you want that protection, but I personally go for the light and silent because the enemies do hear you. The AI is very good at hearing you and then coming at you. Yeah, it's bugged to hell. It shouldn't be like this. I was just looking at the loadout, and yet I don't want the suppressor. At least it's kept those and it's kept that, but I don't want the suppressor. modify. Let's have a look, see if it's changed it. Nope. Okay, I don't want the suppressor, please. No, let's try Y. Modify, Y, and then escape. Let's have a look. And I've got the suppressor. I'm gonna give up. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go ahead and go in, because there's nothing more to show. I'm not going to do Biolab. I'm going to go ahead and go to... Let's do a different, more interesting one. Let's do a cargo ship. I've not done the cargo ship before. And we'll do the mission on the cargo ship with my forces. You got your kind of mission description here. Basically, and it gives you a wee bit of a thing, but I'm not going to do that. So this is to secure the hostages and eliminate tangos. So that's fine. Load out 1, squad Alpha Bravo and Charlie, and we'll launch. I don't really know what the squads do. I'm broken. I've seen no difference in unticking or ticking them. You can have up to 12 people so far co-op on a match in a match, which is awesome. Multiplayer co-op with 12 folks all being like the SWAT special team is really fun. Like that's what you cannot compliment that enough. It's actually a really good idea. Wow, this map's really fun. They put a lot of thought into this. You can see they have. Right. This game is a lot more slow paced. You don't have the sprinting, the running. You have your sprint and you have your run, which are two different things. But at the same time, that's not what you're going to want to use to engage, because you know these enemies will own you. They are difficult. They own players all over the place. You know, the whole idea behind this game is to make the AI very competent and very able to destroy you. Okay, so if you're working with teammates, you can have a team going down here with 2 people coming down here, maybe 2 in the top and 2 on the other side. But with AI, yeah, that's not going to happen. You've got basically to just deal with the AI not being very helpful at all. This is perfect because the enemy responds to overwhelming fire and suppression. Oh, sorry. So you can have 2 people covering, like, basically firing tons and tons down there and trying to take out the guards while someone bounds up using the cover of the fire. And that's, you know, I like to see that in a game because it's realistic and that's how it works in RL. Oh shit. Okay, so that's the enemy aware of our presence. Is there actually anything? There's no wave. Okay. Basically, I've turned the HUD off, which I prefer doing because it's a bit more realistic. However, you should be able to see on your rifle if you can. There should be a thing on the rifle to change the settings. Like you should see the hand coming back to switch, because basically on this rifle you can see it. I'm pretty sure you can anyway. I'm not too familiar with the M4, but I think that little bar on the side of the rifle there is what you do to change if it's single burst or full auto fire. Now he was firing an AK, which is pretty realistic, and he's firing on full auto. So I went down, and with the firing an AK on full auto, the recoil is basically going to make you go like this. So all of those bullets whizzed over my head, and I could just tap tap, and that's him down. So as you can see, it's fun. It's it's good, but at the same time, it's severely limited by the fact that you can't do the multiplayer, because this game is based around multiplayer. I have had some folk complaining about the AI, and I've seen some examples of it myself, but for the most part, I don't think that's a problem. I think the AI is solid and robust. I think it could be improved upon. However, I would still enjoy it in its current state if I was able to play with players. I am not a single player person. I like multiplayer. I love co-op. I like cooperative multiplayer in terms of competitive cooperative multiplayer, so team-based stuff where people are actually working together. And this is a thinking man's shooter, as they like to describe it. And that's what you're doing. You will be working together, and it's going to be awesome. The one mission I got in with public players, obviously, because it's public, you're very limited in terms of how much communication you can do. However, you know, it's still fun. It was still, you know, we still tried to communicate. And you can see even the in-game communication going on where I was kind of clearing a room, and then someone was just automatically covering me because they could see where I was clearing. That's immediate. That's teamwork straight away. Now I'm gonna go this way. I'm just kind of running through this, not really thinking about where I'm going, because there are a bunch of bad guys all over the place. Now if you look, there's a quite nice feature which I like, because it's all close quarters and you're trying to duck around corners. If I look at this wall, there's not enough room for my rifle there. If I go in closer, it'll show you. Oh no, it was bugged out. Oh good, see, this version should not be released. Hello, that was a bad guy there. I'm glad he didn't do it when I was trying to show you that. Oh, wow, I don't know where he was, but he completely and utterly owned me. Oh, he must be at the top of the stairs. Where on earth is this guy? I have no idea why he fell that far behind. And he's got a horrible zoom. That's useless. Utterly useless in this close quarters environment. I'm going to have to switch out his weapon. Those bad guys on those high bits. You also have the lean feature here. So I think I'm about to die. And it's probably a good way to stop the video, because there's not too much you can show in the single player aspect of the game. Because like the friendly AI, I just don't even want to talk about. It's not smart. It'd be cool if you could have the in-depth controls which you were seeing in games like the earlier Rainbow Six stuff. Sorry, not Rainbow. Is it Rainbow Six? The early Tom Clancy games. You got your Vegas and you've got your kind of the SWAT games. Those are the. That's my entire team there. All of them are dead because there was one guy up on these stairs. That shows you one enemy outflanks you, and you're dead. That's just how it works. Where on earth? Okay, so there's enemies over there. I'm getting out of here. It's not even letting me sprint in this class. I think I must be heavy and unable to sprint. Yeah, it's getting close where my sights don't necessarily. Oh, yeah, it's me done. Okay, well there we go. You can see it's hard against some of the AI there. I was doing well as I weighed my way up, but as soon as I took my eye off the ball and tried to talk about other features, they just got me. Anywho, I'm really hoping the developers fix this, because until they do, it's a dead game. It's broken. They are going to suffer a huge amount of flack from some of the impatient and less open folks among us who immediately ask for their money back, etc. Because it is a shocking release. They should not have released like this. I don't know whose fault it is. I'm hoping for an explanation at some point, but as it is, I would. It sounds horrible because I want to support this game. I think it's going to be great if and when they fix it. However, until they do, don't buy it. Wait until I'll put up another video as soon as they fixed it. I promise that, or as soon as I can when it comes to fixing it, so you know it's safe. However, for now, hold off. But if they do fix it, it's going to be amazing, so get it then. Anywho, that's me enough, and I'll see you again next time with the phone ringing in the background.